Hey guys, welcome back. Most of the times we have data in Excel or flat files like .csv files or even text files, and we want this data gets imported into databases. Either it can be MySQL or Sql Server, Access or even Oracle database. When we want to import into these databases, we often look for a tool that can do our job. But in this video, we are going to show you a simple Excel formula that can help you to import data from Excel into any database. This video has multiple sections. If you want to jump onto different section, you can find the link below in the description. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please consider subscribing to get notified when new content gets published. So without further ado, let's get started. Concatenate formula is used to join strings together. Let's say I have a name like Sam and Breno. If I want to add these strings together, I can simply use concatenate, select this text, comma, select this text, enter. Now we see that these two text strings are joined together. For this video purpose, let us use simple employee data. As you see here, we have bunch of columns like employee ID, first name, middle initial, last name, gender and date of birth. Now we want to import this data into a table in a database. For example, let us use Sql Server database. To do this, first we want to create a table in a database. So let us use test database, select, right click and click new query. So let's create a table here. So this table should have same columns as we have in the Excel table. So let us copy this column headers just for easy sake. Copy and go to here, Control V. Okay, now we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. So let's create a table here. Simple create table. Let's call employee. Table name is employee. ID as it's a number, so let's use integer, and first underscore name as this. Let's use this one as varchar of the 40. Let's, for example, and middle initial varchar of 1, last name varchar of 40, gender varchar of 1, and date of birth. It's date field, so let's use date and select this table and execute. Now command completed successfully. That means new table has been created. If you look at here, click on tables and click refresh. Now you see the table has been created. Right click and we can see what data we have in the table. Let's click select top 10,000 rows. You see empty table. So now we are going to import that data to in this table. So the second step is, first you need to have the proper insert statement. If you want to insert a record into this table, how that insert statement looks like. Let's write insert into, let's use the same table name here, employee. So let's use column names. I can simply copy the same column names. can use values. So now let's say we have simple values. For example, employee ID is a number int, so it looks like 1 2 3 4 5 for example, and the first name needs to be in quotes. You can use Sam, and initials, let's say B, and last name, let's say Berno, and gender, all varchar should be in quotes, and gender should be M, and date of birth is, let's say, January 1st 2020. So essentially we are going to create this type of insert statement for each row in that Excel sheet. So let's go back to Excel sheet. So just copy this one for our reference, copy and put it here somewhere, just so that we can know what we are going to do. Here we will use concatenate function. Make sure that there is no empty row between where you use concatenate function versus where is the last column exists in this data. For example, I would not recommend you to use concatenate formula on this one because it is difficult to expand the same formula later for all the rows. So I would go to the next column G, because F is the column where data ended. So I select column G, click equal to, and then type concatenate. Once you see this one, just select, hit tab. Now we see we need to provide all the texts. Let's say first text. So what I will do is I'll get this first few lines, which is same for all the insert statements. If you look at here, this is static. That means this is common for each record in that Excel. So I will simply go, click here and put double quotes. So when you want to use strings, you want to use double quotes in Excel, and Control V, end with double quotes. You can just use in single line, so maybe that way you don't have to feel confused. See, you can expand a little bit. Yeah, so now we have insert statement. So this is same for all the records, so I just use same thing, and I just hit comma, because for the concatenate function we just used first text 1 as entire this line, and text 2 would be the actual value we are going to use here. So text 2 here, in this case we have going to use the first column, which is employee ID. So simply select this column and hit comma. After that, now if you look at here, now we added employee ID, then we need to add comma as well. So if you want to add comma and use start double quotes, so add comma. And if you also closely observe here, we also have single quotes, so let's use single quotes. So that is this comma and single quotes here is static, so that means it is fixed. So let's end that text here and click or type comma. Don't confuse with comma that needs to be used in concatenated function versus what we need to use in this insert statement. So if you want to add a comma in the insert statements, that must be within this double quotes as you see here. But if you want to add comma in the concatenate function, it needs to be outside the double quotes as you see here. The purpose of comma in the concatenate function is to add multiple texts. So now we have added, if you look at here, we have added text 1, 2, 3, and we need to add text 4, which is nothing but. So we have finished up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 and comma and single quotes. So in place of Sam, now we just click first name. See, now we have captured the first name. So if you look at here, we have included employee ID and first name here. So now let's add this static part again. If you see here, again we have single quotes, comma, single quote, and all these needs to be in a double quotes here as a text. So I'll add start double quotes, single quotes, comma, single quotes, and then double quotes. That means we have added this part here. Now let us add middle initial. So again we have covered until the single quotes for the middle initial. So now let's select middle initial from the table, and then again same formula repeats. You just have to add single quotes, comma, single quotes. So we'll add double quote starts, single quotes, comma, single quotes, and double quotes and comma. So now we need to add last name. So click on last name. Now again we need to repeat the single quotes, comma, single quotes here again. So again I will add new text, comma, and gender, comma, single quotes, comma, double quotes, comma, date of birth, comma. Now here we need to add only single quotes and closing parentheses. So I will start text with double quotes. So I will simply add single quotes and then close the parentheses and then double quotes. So here we can add the semicolon to end the statement and close the concatenate function. Hit enter. That's it. Now we have created a simple statement, simple insert statement for the first record. If you just select and Control C and go back to here, Control V. So if you see the complete, see here the problem is there. So if you look at here, it is taking as a number instead of actual date. So to fix that, let's go back here. We have date is converted to the number. So to overcome this, you can use the text function. So if you go back here, instead of F2, you can use text of F2, comma, the format. So let's say we have mm/dd/yyyy. Enter. Now we have date is captured as date here. So what you have to do is simply select this and double click. If you see here, so the same formula is applied to all the data here. So select column G and right click and copy. Now all these insert statements have been copied. Let's go to Sql Server Management Studio and click on this and new query. Now Control V. So now we have all these insert statements have been placed here. Now click somewhere, press Control A and select execute. Now if you see, all these records have been inserted. Click on this table, right click, select top 1000 rows. See, if you look at here, now we have all these records have been inserted. That's how simple it is to export data from Excel to any database. You can prepare statements that matches the syntax of any database and run those queries in a database you desire. But Access database something is different. There you cannot run multiple insert statements. So to know how to insert multiple statements or multiple records in single query window, please look at my other video that explains how we can insert multiple records in single query window. If you like this content, please like, comment and share, and please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching.